Audio description for the Finding My Strength music video by JK featuring Laura Dajao. Echo 2. A tall, slender, light-skinned black man with long black dreadlocks and a wheelchair actor wearing a black top, dark grey jogging bottoms. Outdoors, he is sat on a stone bench. Rikai, or Kai, a medium-built, dark-skinned black man wearing a grey hoodie and dark bottoms. He dances in the studio with white walls and a dark floor. Hans, a medium-built, slim Filipino deaf man with traces of blonde in his dark, wispy hair parted to his left side, wearing a stripy black and white t-shirt, a caramel jacket and denim jeans. He dances outdoors in front of a green and yellow artistic and abstract structure. Ebony Rose Dark, a medium, visually impaired black person using a white cane to aid them, wearing a glittery sequin silver top and a black, flowy skirt. Topped off with a red head wrap and black pointed shoes. They dance in a studio, stood on a platform in front of a white wall with a chair and their cane with them. Anomaly, a medium-built slender trans man with his hair in thin braids down to his ears, rocking high-heeled leather black boots and short black hot pants. He is dancing in a pole dance studio. The music starts and a blue sky with wispy white clouds are in the background to the metallic purple text that reads, "Finding My Strength" by JK featuring Laura Dajao. Filmed and edited by LauraDDances. AI edited still images of the cast with their names in capitals next to them. Echo, his name in red to the right. He is cartoon animated, is sat on a concrete bench, elbows on thighs, head down, solemnly looking at the floor. Rikai, Kai, his name in purple. He is animated like a painting, his right palm in the air looking towards his left, shrouded by grey clouds. Hans's name in yellow, blending with the colours reflecting the structure behind him. This smiley, cheerful man stands in an open stance with his hands on his shoulders, elbows pointed outwards as if to say, "This is me." Anomaly, his name in purple. The outline of his body frames an animated blur, and holding onto the pole in a smoky white room, leaning in weight to his left, almost hovering. Ebony Rose Dark, their name in grey, animated with a blurred effect. They stand on one leg, the other resting on a chair, as they lean seductively. Both hands against the wall. The smoky blurred effect accentuates their streamlined figure as their cane lies below them. Happiness grows as Hans invites us in, gesturing with everything he has, a beaming smile as he turns, an arm slicing through the air, moving rhythmically in time, showing us he has what he wants. Holding on to the bottom part of the pole, Anomaly, kneeling on the floor, rolls his legs around, swiping them around, bringing his body back to a kneeling position where he arches his back to rest, having framed what he wanted. Kai frames what's dear to him with open palms, then closed, as they shift, closed, across and around his torso, head, heart, every beat a moment of journey, the happiness, not from money and gold. A firm grip on the pole, and Anomaly's heels planted on the floor with bent knees, he lowers himself gracefully, knowingly, intentionally controlled, deep in thought and heart. The storm in Kai brings him to his knees, shifting and rolling from knee to knee. Reaching with his hands, he struggle and fight to break free. Into a cartwheel and roll across the floor on his back, fighting for freedom, determined to not lose hope. Ebony sits on a chair looking back and drawing attention to their right arm as it ripples like a worm, slowly snaking into the shoulder, positive and hopeful. Hans bends to spring up into a busy, loud combination of sharp movements into smooth lines, drawing along his body into sharp, accented starts and stops. His hands frantically frame his head, mouth and ears as pride beams in his fight to escape the sound. He gestures towards us, and it cuts to a pensive Kai. Hands pressed together like prayer. They circle and travel around his head like thought, as he tornadoes within himself, losing where he belongs. Anomaly poses with strength, balanced upside down on the floor, on his shoulder against the pole, legs moving through stillness, spread wide, strong and elegant, lost in his own world. Kai searches for something he had, and whirlwinds around himself, having lost it, allowing his legs and arms to follow. On the floor, Anomaly rests on his knees like prayer, holding on, and lies on his front. Like a wave of water he rolls over to his right, holding on, and stretching on his front like a cat, to sit on his knees. Hands and head to the floor, holding on to that thought. A kick from Hearns initiates the beat, and energy flows through his arms as he draws lines that trace around his body and make him turn. Ebony, seductively leaning and resting, their right arm above their head, left hand on hip. Shadows form around them as they kick their left leg forward, place their foot behind them, and like a magnetic force pulls back against the wall, arms raised like the queen they are. Going somewhere in black and white, Echo tries to stand, but his knee buckles, back to sitting. Frustrated, he bangs his thighs with his fists and tries to soothe them, a place he doesn't want to be again. With clenched teeth he struggles. He attempts, but still no. Grey clouds, it seems, as he lifts his right leg with his hands. Nothing. Anguished, he questions why, because all he can see is darkness following him. He grabs his legs and slumps over in defeat. A wheelchair storms towards him. He doesn't want it, giving up hope and refuses it. It comes again and he forces it away. It comes at speed and he stops it in its tracks. Examining it and processing, he transfers himself into it. Curious and new, like this chair, his world is turning, escaping the sound of possibility. Colour returns to his world. What's this? A turn, a wheelie, hands on wheels spinning fast? But wait, who's that? What's that? Once lost, but now found. Strength in love. With an inquisitive smile, he moves towards her. Wheels and wheels, hands on hands. He embraces her hand as their fingers interlock. They have something. Have lost other things, but together they hold on. Their joint hands hold on together as their heads touch their newly found bond with closed eyes. Opening them now, they found each other. When Ebony balances on their left leg, tipping over to their left, extending their right leg, as arms float, stroking and pressed against the wall until they can't go on. A blur transition sees them balancing on their left leg, right knee inclined upwards. Alluringly, they hold onto the wall, their left hip holding onto the wall, their right knee enticing across their body as if to touch the wall. Instead, a kick, showing off their pointed shoe, and a step back to balance on both feet. Bent arms float up in front of them, and their wrists turn in time with the music. Cutting to Hearns, speaking with his hands and movements, boastful and proud, free and celebratory, presenting smooth and rhythmic movements, cheekily drawing us in as he throws his hand towards the camera to switch to Anomaly, holding the pole. Lying on his back, rolls and taps his fabulous boot across his body on the floor and springs back, holding on, rolling his knees to pick himself up again, holding on. Switching to Kai, his laboured reaches up like he can't go on, rippling down his arms, swish and undulating, looking and searching like they've lost their way, Stretching down to the floor, we switch to Ebony, who's also touching the floor. A stroke as they rise up, their arms circling connected at the wrists, around and around, finding their strength. Switching to Anomaly, a step, a jump, holding on, they swing around the pole, leg extended, leg bent, to land, finding their strength. Kai holds his head, pushing down like channeling chakras. He finds his strength. 2 wheelchairs, 2 lovers, stare into each other's eyes with uncontrollable laughter and smiles. As he controls her electric chair, they circle each other, finding their strength. He turns them both, and holding on, they travel past a wooden maze structure. Kai swings his arm, tracing circles behind him, drawing him back to the wall. A hypnotic swirl transitions to Ebony against the wall. Left leg extended, tipping their heart to their right, their arms stretched in opposition on the wall. Switching to Kai, who's in a similar position, with both feet on the floor. His right arm stuck to the wall like glue. His measured movements in time to the music, still attached. Changing levels and enjoying the musicality, hitting those beats sharp and in sync. They become long, round and sweeping extensions of his arms, curving in prep of a cartwheel. Like a stone dropped in a pond, a ripple transitions and we see Anomaly on the pole, holding on, to flip up, head towards the ground and legs long and wrapping around as he slowly turns, creating long lines with his legs and his free arm. A swirling transition takes us back to Echo and his love, wheeling together away from the camera towards a wooden structure. Cut to black. In order of appearance: actor Echo Utu, dancer Rekai Scott, deaf dancer BSL Consultation Hern Sabado, pole artist Anomaly, dancer visually impaired Ebony Rose Dark, pretty lady Carly Houston, BSL translation Jaden Reed and Laura Dajao, film and edited by LauraDDances, song written by Junior Williams, Simon Kusnierek and Laura Dajao, vocals Junior Williams and Laura Dajao, guitar Simon Kusnierek, produced and edited by Simon Kusnierek. Thanks, appreciation and love to Phrase Differently UK for the use of Duval's studio to record the original vocals. Arts Council for awarding Laura Dajao DYCP Developing Your Creative Practice funding, funding the majority of the process of making and LauraDDances artistic development. Southbank Centre filming location, Rich Mix Enterprise Limited filming location and continuous support. The Rational Method, Nathan Gearing for his mentoring, guidance and inspiration. And finally, the artists, all who are incredibly patient with me, gave their time and commitment to this process and making this, my vision, possible. Audio description written and recorded by me, LauraDDances. A QR code with the artwork from Spotify for the track Finding My Strength by JK featuring Laura Dajao. In blue text underneath the QR code, scan to listen on Spotify. In orange text, scan to donate to her Just Giving MS Society UK page, where LauraDDances gives back to support others touched by multiple sclerosis. The QR code has a purple G in the middle, the logo for Just Giving. The LauraDDances logo ripples as a beating sun and a swirling galaxy above the blue horizon move in time. The LauraDDances logo is calligraphy-style writing. The Laura D in purple blue and the dances in red. The double D of the logo have lines across them symbolizing the wheels of her wheelchair. In typewriter-style animation, the words LauraDDances, anyone can dance, appear. Everything disappears with a swipe to the right. Cuts to black. The end.